What's up, Empire? Welcome to another episode of Striking Fury, where we are helping introduce you to this year's newest members of the Strykers squad. Now, on today's episode, we're actually reintroducing you to a player. Now, he started his journey in England, where he began playing at a semi-professional level with Edgware FC, and this helped land him a scholarship to play at Wilmington University in Delaware, a Division II NCAA college. While there, he had 11 assists, 27 goals, 8 of which were game-winning, and in 2020, he signed with the Ontario Fury and was an integral part of their 2021 season. They were the runners-up in the Ron Newman Cup, where he netted a crucial goal in the mini game of the final, and he spent last year with the Iceland Division II side KFA and was named in the Division II Team of the Year. It gives me great pleasure to welcome back to the now Empire Strykers, Abdul Mansaray. Abdul, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, Panda. It's my pleasure.
I cannot wait to get into this, talk to you, see how you've been, what you've been up to and everything. But, it's all about you. So I want to start from the beginning. I want to talk about you grew up in England. How was that growing up there? And how did the sport of soccer really help to kind of enter into your life?
Sorry, I have to correct you. It is football.
Oh.
Yeah, so I grew up in England, playing football from a young age. I started pretty late for someone who's from there. I started at 8 years old, and it was great. I'll be honest. Football's always been a big part of my life. I feel like it was my main way of socializing. I feel like I was a very shy kid when I was young, so being able to play football and show my skills with the football was something that I felt like gave me kind of a way to socialize with other kids and stuff like that. So, and it being such a big sport over there, it really was a big part of my life.
Absolutely. Sports have such an incredible way of really bringing out, I think, the best in people, especially when you're shy. You get to develop friendships with people and bonds with those that maybe you wouldn't have had anything else in common, but you do with that sport. So that's fantastic. Speak to me a little bit about your time with Edgware Town and how did that help land you a scholarship over here into the States?
Okay, so Edgewood Town, we it was just a semi-professional team that played around the house that I grew up in when I was young. It was just like a very local club. We ended up winning the league, and I wouldn't say specifically that it was that got me the scholarship. It was actually kind of a lot of grit and determination from myself and wanting to go over to the States and kind of do something with football. In England, the competition in order to try and get yourself a professional contract is very, very, very difficult. And I was getting to the point that I needed different avenues. I needed different ways in order to make football my life, because there's a lot of people in England that are very, very talented that it's just very hard to find opportunity. So through going to college, I started finding out different ways of how can I go from college and try and do something with football. So it was actually my cousin that one day said, "Hold on, you're from America. You're actually born in America. You should maybe try and see if you can try and go to college over there and play." And I was like, all right, but it's when you're young, you're thinking, oh, that sounds so far away and all that kind of stuff. So I just went on one website of one of those scholarship programs. I think it was called Pass for Soccer, which kind of helps people to go over to the States and play football. So I I found out it was quite a bit of a bill, and at that time, my what's called my aunt was kind of just taking care of me and my cousin, so it was pretty hard fund wise, and for us to get what's called those funds together in order for us to fund that whole thing. But just like through persistence, I was just like, you know what, I want to make this happen. I'm not gonna think about the reasons why I can't do it. I'm just gonna persist on. Ended up doing my SATs. I did the showcase match, which my college coach actually was there to watch, and he ended up being impressed. At the time, I didn't really have the grades at the time to start off just like playing in my first season, so I had to redshirt my first year. But definitely like that's how the whole journey to of playing in the States started.
All right, you speak a lot about grit and determination, which is so crucial to the career of a footballer. And it's such a good lesson to kids that are watching this today on if you really want something bad enough, you're going to find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. And luckily for you, you found a way through that in Wilmington University in Delaware. Talk to me a little bit about what that college experience was like for you.
Yeah, so that college was a big part of my development. Wilmington University plays a big part in just the kind of player I am today. Coach Nick, he really thrived on being fit, being organized, being on time. A lot of these things and characteristics that I felt like I lacked in was enforced, and through just being in that college and playing with those and with great players, playing with some of like friends that I'm still in contact with today, felt like that was just a big part of the player I am today for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, you've developed in such a great player, and you actually spent some time in the UPSL as well, but ultimately you found your way to the indoor game. So that's kind of what I want to focus on right now. How did that all come about, and how was that transition from outdoor to indoor for you?
It was difficult. I'll be honest. Literally, the first season I came in was that COVID year where there was a lot of players moving. I think when I came into the team, from what I heard, because at the time I had very little knowledge compared to what I do know now. But this was a team of pretty much all stars. They brought in so many players from different high level clubs in all over the MASL, all squeezed into what's called this one season. And obviously when you come into a team like that, you have to compete straight away. So, you know, I mean, you're kind of getting thrown into the deep end. And just luckily for me, in my first year, I had very, very strong mentors who what's called taught me the game. Some of them didn't say it in the most pleasant ways and stuff like that, but it was obviously because you know when you come in and it was good, you're a rookie or even in college a freshman, you know what I mean, you kind of have to get used to it. But it was very, very good. I feel like I enjoyed that experience, and I loved every single sec of it.
Well, you scored a very crucial goal in that mini game during that Ron Newman Cup final. I don't think I'll ever forget Philly's call on that and how excited we really were for you, because that's just something that we knew was going to happen, and certainly weren't surprised at all because of the level that you had shown. What do you remember about that moment? And do you know how you felt at that time?
I don't even remember it. I'll be honest. It was like a blur. It was like um I when you play when you're like a goal scorer, like I would say, I feel like it's instinctual. So like once like Izzy had the ball, I kind of just like looked, and once I saw space, I was just and Izzy even told me after he was like, when I saw your face, it was like if I didn't pass it to you, because I was just like genuinely like and then once he passed it, and then it was called I didn't even remember kicking the ball. I just remember the ball going inside the goal, and after that, everything was all I don't just an out body experience, because just the way the stadium felt, just genuinely was one of the best moments I think I've had playing the game.
It was incredible, and I can't wait for many more moments like that from you. I know that was not the last one we will see. Now, you are very fast. That is something that I definitely remember from you. Very reactionary, and that's something that definitely is crucial to this indoor game. What other skills do you think that you possess that are going to help Empire be a successful team this year?
Um, I think things that people don't know about me, I genuinely feel like I do possess a lot of technical skills. I think I have a good first touch. I can play, like, and people usually just highlight the speed, and which I think is good for them, because in the end of the day, like it's only going to be a surprise when you see what else I have in my locker. But I do think in terms of my whole game, I think I have a lot more to offer than just the speed. But I think speed is a big part of my game.
Absolutely. And it's definitely going to come into play. And we're going to see that on Showcase very soon. Now, team goals are pretty obvious. Everybody wants to, make playoffs, vie for the cup. Are there any personal goals for you this season that you want to attain, working on, fitness level, goal scoring, or what are you expecting the most from yourself for this season?
I think that's a really good question because and I've been thinking about this very recently, and I think the main thing is I just want everyone to know who I am. Like that's my only goal. My only goal is the person who I um show I feel like in practice, the person who I show to people who have played with me or played against me. I just want the league to know that by the end of the season, and that's my only goal, to
Well,
portray
that's
who I know
yeah.
I am to the league. That's it.
Well, I'm glad we're doing this today because this is going to be the first step in making your name a household name in this league. I'm so excited for that. Now, we've got a home opener coming up on December 15th. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. I'm excited. How are you feeling going into that? Are you excited? I mean, we've got a new head coach, we've got lots of new players. What are your thoughts coming into that first home game in Toyota Arena?
Oh, I'm so excited. Paul, the new head coach. I've been working very closely with him in the past 2 months over here in San Diego. We've been training. He's been giving me some tips, and genuinely, he has got a real project that he's working on, and I have full faith in him. I have full faith in the players he's bringing in. I have full faith in the guys that and Paul's told me about. He's bringing in on top of the players that we've been training with. Um, Genuinely, I'm so pumped to just show the product that we've been working on for sure.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I can't come here fast enough. But let's transition to some fun stuff. We've kind of got to know you, your career, and everything. But let's break down the walls a little bit and just some fun personal questions to get to know you a little better. Now, I know you're from England, where the weather isn't always perfect, but now you're in California, where that normally is. So I need to know if you were to have the opportunity to go surfing on the water, skiing in the mountains, or hiking in the canyons, which one would you prefer to do? Because you can do all three here.
The funny thing is, I wouldn't do any, but if I was supposed to pick, I would probably go surfing in the water. But as many people know, water and me aren't very don't match very well. But I always wished I was good at those things. I always wished I was interested in those things and stuff. But I'll be honest, like I'm I can swim, but I just don't like water too much. I don't
I'll
know.
be honest, I'm not a big ocean girl. The ocean was not kind to me as a young child. There's lots of things in there. I don't really like sand either. So, I mean, I would much rather actually just go hiking in a canyon, get some beautiful fresh air, see some
Mm.
beautiful scenery, and stay out of the ocean. No, thank you. But it is a cool thing to watch other people do. When you can surf really well, it's awesome. So, all right. Another question, and I know the answer, but I don't know if anyone else does. Who is your favorite club team?
Oh, Chelsea Football Club for sure. And that is because of a certain player. He was called Didier Drogba. I followed him a lot when I was younger, and he was just always such a he's always been a player that I wanted to replicate. He's just strong, fast, very very good technical ability, and always went like another player who his technical ability always went under the radar. They always talked about his speed, they always talked about his athleticism. But if you see some of the goals that he scored, it takes genuinely some of them were genius. Like there's times when he turned on a dime and hit it into the top corner from outside the box. There's times when he would take it past players and take it past a couple players and score. There's times when he would and he used to assist too, and genuinely just watching Didier Drogba was an inspiration for me. And he also was another person who made football. Made football talk for him. He was able to actually help stop a war that was going on in Ivory Coast, just from being in the World Cup and playing a part in Ivory Coast qualifying for the World Cup. And when I saw that documentary, it made me really understand like what football is. Football is so much more than a sport, and yeah, just for sure
Yeah.
for Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, the game is so powerful, like you said. I mean, it has stopped wars. It brings together people that probably have no business being friends, and I think that's what's so beautiful about it. And I almost wore my Arsenal jersey for this, but I thought I better not. I wanted us to be friends. So
My, I mean, my cousin supports Arsenal, and he's and we have a rivalry. But I mean, 2-2. We both don't have much bragging rights right now.
right, not after that game, we don't. So we still have a lot of season left. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
One last question when it comes to just fun stuff. So we recently watched the Beckham documentary, and in the beginning of it shows him he's now like a beekeeper. That's his hobby. So I'm always curious, do you have any crazy obscure hobbies that are totally not football related that you like to do? Anything you like to get into that is outside the world of football?
Um, Not a lot of people know this, but when I do get a chance, I like to draw. I like to draw.
Oh,
Not very good, but I do like to draw. I feel like just being lost in like the details of just anything, of like any image, because we walk past images every single day, and it's like when you actually draw is when you realize just the details of just life, and when you get lost in that, it makes you just look at life a bit different. And like if I'm not on my phone or being distracted by anything else, I feel like drawing is a hobby that I feel like people wouldn't know that.
very cool. Very cool. I mean, look, art is subjective. There's no good art, bad art. I mean, art is just feelings and emotions and interpretation. So don't sell yourself short. You never know what you got there. So, but that's an amazing little outlet, you know. I love that. I don't think I'm very good either. I was like stick figures all day in school and that was it. But we'll have to maybe we can see some of that artwork this season, but hopefully we can see you do your artwork on the turf. I'm so excited for that. And last question, is there anything that you would like to say to the fans that are watching this right now before we go?
Main thing is just Moscow stick by us this season. I feel like it's going to be a very exciting season. I feel like there's going to be just a lot of good times, a lot of excitement, and main thing is come out and watch these games, because main thing that I can guarantee, and I know the team can guarantee, is a lot of excitement, a lot of enjoyment, and a lot of hard work.
You said it best. I'm excited. Home game on December 15th. Everybody better show up and get to see you do your thing out there. Thank you so much for joining me today and telling the world your story. This has been a fun one, and can't wait to do it again.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Goodbye.